Hi, we would like to share with you how to open the third chakra, the Manipura Chakra, by stopping the mental pattern of worrying.
Hi, my name is Amritashraya.
And my name is Devanatha.
And welcome to our YouTube channel, and specifically to this series of videos we are making on the chakras, the energy centers of the body. This is the third one about Manipura Chakra, which is the chakra at the navel center.
It's located like right at the belly button and then inwards. And it is blocked by worrying, by the mental pattern of worrying. Having constant worries in the head, like constantly worrying, that's what blocks this chakra.
And there's different ways to work on the chakras. You can also choose like the physical aspect, where you do yoga or meditation to open the chakras, do these kind of practices. What we are giving you in these videos is practices which you can apply in your daily life, which help you build a certain awareness and a certain mental and emotional patterns which help open the chakras.
Yeah, so you don't have to sit separately, do some meditation practice, but it's something that you can do all day, every day. Like it's going to be part of you, and that's why it's going to be so effective. If you make it like part of your mental setup, then it will be always with you. You will be always practicing, and that's basically the way to open and keep the chakras open.
And these techniques, we have learned them from our guru, Paramahamsa Nityananda. He wrote a book, Guaranteed Solutions, which gives very useful tools and insights into the chakras, how they work, how they are blocked, how they are opened. So we're just giving you a glimpse of that. You can find the link to that book in the description below. And so right now in this video, we'll tell you a bit about Manipura Chakra and how to unblock it.
Yeah. So like we said, it has to do with worrying. So first we need to understand a little bit about worries. What are worries, and what are the general misconceptions about worries? One thing that we tend to think about worries is that they are outside of us. That there's something outside that makes us worry, and that worries are legitimate because of this outside thing that is happening to us. For example, if my cat is outside and it's not coming inside during the nighttime, I think I'm gonna worry. What happened? Maybe it got run over by a car, maybe this happened, that happened, and then it's constantly spinning in my head, and this is like a mental pattern of worrying. And like this we can have many different kind of reasons, outside reasons, why we are worrying.
And we will always feel that our worries are legitimate, that they are really the cause for our worries. And we completely oversee the fact, we deny the fact that it's actually an inner state. It's a mental inner state which you carry when you're worrying. It's something happening in your head, something happening in your thoughts. Even physically, it's something which is affecting you, where you are allowing a certain state of being because you think you should be worried about something. And we think, well, there's really something happening in my relationship, at my work, financial situation, and it's really the cause for my worry. But it's always the opposite. There's something going on inside of us. This is a certain mental state we carry, a certain state of being we are allowing. And that is a state of being worried.
Yeah, you can clearly see it by this example. For example, when you have too little money, you will be worried that there's not enough money to buy like your groceries, to pay the rent, etc. But then a situation changes and you have enough money. You win the lottery. Then suddenly you're worried about losing the money, or how to invest it in the right way and not make it more money. So then you're again worried. So you can see whether we have less money or more money, worrying will always be there. So it's something that we do irrespective of what is happening outside. Will be worrying. Like we can worry about too less money, we can worry about too much money, we can worry about anything we want. Basically it's us constantly being attached or being addicted almost to the pattern of worrying, to making worries.
And a mistake we make is that we think once my worry has been solved, I will stop worrying. That's exactly the example you give. Oh, I'm having too little money. If there's more money, then my worrying will be over. But it never works like that. So we start looking for solutions for our outside problems. We think that will be the answer to our worries. But then the answer might come, still we are worrying. And we will always keep looking for these solutions for our worries and problems we face outside because we think that's the answer to our worries, but it isn't.
So step one is to realize that worries are something that we actively are creating and that we are kind of addicted to. Once we start to understand this and we don't think it's something outside anymore, then we can start to reduce the worry.
So what happens, we get so used to this certain state of being, this worried state of being, we even get so used to our problems that we might even identify with them and feel we know who we are and have some certainty about who we are, what our life is, by holding on to those problems. So it really can be like an addiction. And one interesting question you might ask yourself is, if I had no problems at this moment, if there was nothing to worry about, would I feel bored at all? Or would I feel I'm a different person? Would I feel I don't really know who I am without my problems, without the worries I always face? Just think about it, because very often it's just this certain... We get something from our worries. We get some entertainment even, or we get some sense of identity. And as long as we do that, we get that from our worries, we will not let go of our worries no matter what. So you need to identify where you are holding on to your worries before you can let them go.
For example, if you're a mother and you feel like you're constantly worried about your children's education, how they do in school, what's happening to them, you're constantly worried about your children, it might give you a feeling of being a good mother. You kind of identify with the worries and you tell yourself, because I'm worrying so much about my children, I'm a very caring mother. This is one example. So like that, we attribute too much importance to our worries, to this mental pattern that's constantly going on and is not stopping and is blocking the Manipura Chakra.
So step 2 in letting go of your worries will be to find out how you are connecting your sense of identity with your worries, because only if you're sure about how you think your worries make you as a person, they make you who you are. Only if you let that go, you can let your worries go. So step 2, find out how you build your identity through your worries.
And there's one really funny exercise you can do that we learned in India. That is sit, take a piece of paper, a pen, and a stopwatch or some kind of clock. So you sit down and for 10 minutes you write down every thought that comes to mind, verbatim. So anything that comes to mind, you write it down, just in a chronological order. And the fun thing of this exercise is then when you look at the paper after 10 minutes, if you can even keep up with the writing, you'll see that all your thoughts are illogical. Like they are not connected as we feel like all our worries are, all the thoughts and all the worries, they are very logical, ordered, and this is important. You can see like it's basically a bunch of rubbish that you wrote down, like going from one end to the other. It's not connected in any way. So it's just constant mental chatter. It's a constant mental chatterbox that's going on. So that helps you to see that our worries are not that strong, or they're not that how do you say, they're not that important.
Real.
They're not that
not
real.
that realistic.
They're not that realistic. It's just like a constant rubbish pattern that's going on in our head that's keeping us occupied, and it doesn't mean anything per se. It's just going on. So do that exercise and take a look at your own thoughts. It's fun.
And at the beginning of the video we said that worrying, it's not so much something that happens because of outside problems which need a solution, but it's a mental way of being. It's like a certain setup of your inner space, which makes the whole process of worrying happening in you. So an important question is, what is that mental setup? What is that? What is typical about that space, that state of inner being, which makes you worry? And what is like the medicine for it? What do you need to heal that certain state of being and become free from your worries?
Yeah, how to stop worrying, basically.
So to understand worrying and what worrying is, you need to know a little bit about integrity. Integrity is one of the 4 pillars of successful living that we've learned from our Guru Paramahansa Nityananda, from the Vedic tradition. And basically, integrity is about fulfilling the words you give to yourself and to others. Whatever word you give, or even whatever happens in your own head, like promises you make yourself, you should fulfill them. And what happens if you fulfill them is that you, as a person, become confident. You trust yourself, that when you say something, you actually do it. And other people will trust you also. That's one thing which happens. Another thing which happens if you always fulfill your word is you become very conscious and aware of the words you are giving. Worrying is exactly this space and this state of mind where you are just blabbering, you're just throwing out all your negativity, you're just letting your thoughts go in circles and allowing a very unpleasant feelings and thoughts to run through your head, and you're not being aware of it, you're not keeping track of it, you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point. We pay a lot of attention to what we put outside in terms of words. If we talk in a social situation, if we talk with other people, we are conscious at what are we saying and what is the effect of our words on other people, on reality. But in contrast, when we talk inside the thoughts, we are not aware at all. We allow all kind of random thoughts. We don't finish them, which is very important, because integrity is basically finishing something. It's like whatever word, whatever thought you give yourself or others, finish it, make it complete it. So when we allow all these incomplete thoughts, like I think of one thing and then another thing, and I go from A to B to C, back to A to D, then it becomes like one big mess, there's no completion. No one thought gets completed. All the thoughts are left incomplete, which is basically like all different kind of energies put out, your energy put out somewhere and left unfinished. So that drains a lot of energy. When you're worried, often you feel like depleted of energy, you feel low, you feel down, you feel like you've done a lot, but all you've done is worrying, basically. So we have to stop allowing these incomplete thoughts, become aware of what we are saying inside also. What are we saying inside? And if we are saying something inside, finish the thought. We need to understand that our thoughts are like the seeds, and then after the thoughts come the words, and after the words come the deeds, and after the deeds it becomes reality. So that's like the flow of how life comes into existence, how we create our life. Whatever we think is like the initial stage, then what we verbalize, it becomes more into the world, and then when it becomes our action with other people, then it becomes like a steady reality. So actually, like, our thoughts and the mental processes going on are very important, because it's the seed stage of whatever is going to happen in your life. So if you allow all these worries, if you allow like all these chaos happening all the time, you will have a chaotic life. And if you are conscious of whatever happens inside your head, then automatically what translates into the outer world will be a conscious life.
So I think maybe if you're watching this and you realize, I do have a lot of patterns of worry in my life, I lie in bed at night and I worry about things, and but how to change that around? Because I think many people who actually have worries in their life, they also feel, okay, now I would really like to sleep, but still I'm lying awake thinking about these things. So how to start turning that around? So that is where the practice of integrity comes in. And it might seem like a long distance solution for something you are facing now. You would like to get rid of all your worries right now. But if you really start practicing integrity, that you have said something, you also take the action to fulfill it. Even looking back on the words you gave earlier in your life, what are the words you gave to people which you didn't fulfill, and you fulfill them? You will really, in a very high tempo, it can happen quickly, you can build this awareness about what are the words happening inside me, the ones I give to others, but also the ones I give to myself. And as this awareness grows, you'll be capable of fulfilling your word, and it will really build a different kind of inner space in you. Not one where words are just blabbered about, all this negativity is spread around, put into your own system, and you are feeling worried and negative and drained, it will build an inner space where you are conscious of what you are thinking. You know that whatever you are allowing as thoughts in your head, you will also put them into action, so your energy doesn't get drained by useless thoughts. And whatever energy you need to put into action what you want to, you will have that. You'll have that energy left over. It doesn't go into useless thoughts. It's available for you to put your thoughts into action. So integrity is really a great, great key for building a different kind of awareness and stopping yourself from worrying.
For example, if you want to have a more strong body, more healthy body, more flexible body, more like a yogic body, then if you have this thought about yourself and this is something that you want, then you have to complete that thought. So you have to arrange for certain actions, like getting up in the morning early and doing yoga, to make that into a reality. Then you're integrated. So we have to integrate the whole process of our thoughts, our words, our actions. It has to be aligned. So if I'm constantly thinking outside, I wish I would have a more yogic body, I wish I would be more healthy and able to get up in the morning, but I'm not doing anything, there's a lack of integrity there. Because I'm not integrating my actions to my thoughts. So like this, align everything that you do in life, try to align it. Become conscious of what you are thinking, what you are wanting to create, and the things you are saying outside. Align everything, make it integrated. When you make this more of a lifestyle, when you make this part of how you operate, then automatically you'll see that the worries will drop. Because worries are basically only the unattended thoughts, the unfulfilled desires that are constantly going round and round in your head. So integrity is the practice to stop worrying. And when you stop worrying, then you will open the Manipura Chakra, and the abundant energy that's available there in the storehouse of energy will be available for you, and you can use it to create whatever you want in life. So we hope this gives you enough insights and enough tools to stop worrying, to create a mental pattern that allows you to be an integrated being and to open Manipura Chakra. And we thank you for all your support, for the likes, the shares, and all your comments that we usually read and reply to. And we hope to see you in the next video. The next video will be on the next chakra, which will be the Anahata Chakra, the heart chakra. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe so that you're the first to learn when we upload the video, so you can watch it. That will be all for now. Be blissful.
Be blissful.